Welcome to the No Budget Indie Filmcast, where we dip into the independent film universe to highlight those little films that you might not have heard about elsewhere. We agree with our panel, or will our panel agree with each other? Tune in to find out. I am Mila Dennison, and with me, as always, is Claire Milan.
Hello.
And Kyle Halfini.
Hello.
All right. This week, we watched a animated short called Good Luck Yonpey. It's a Japanese. I hope it's Japanese.
Yeah, it's Japanese. Yeah.
It has that. You can definitely tell because, when you see like Japanese commercials or game shows or whatever, and they're like these flashy things going all over the place and it's kind of wild and out of control. And it's like, yep, that looks right. So it's described as Yonpey must run a simple errand for dinner, but he's too preoccupied. So if you get that from that. So it starts off just kind of quietly, wakes up, alarm clock goes off, and then Yonpey's mother tells him to go to the store to get food, and then it turns into this song and dance thing where stuff's jumping across the screen, and I think he gets ran over, and then he goes to some place where there's a Mickey Mouse, and then he talks about they play that red light green light game, which has a whole new meaning now that that TV series is out. So they play some red light green light. They talk about being a little kid and how he's a bit older, and then he needs to like grow up, and he's like, oh, I got to grow up and get good grades so I can become a something, I don't remember, doctor or engineer or mathematician or something, and get married and be a productive member of society. And then it kind of ends with like, I don't know if I should tell you how it ends, but basically it's a almost 4-minute short that is just a wild bunch of flashes on a screen for anyone who might be triggered by that.
Yeah, oh my God, yeah. I know it's funny. I started learning Japanese recently. I'm going to Japanese classes every Monday, and we started doing the numbers this week. So it's interesting to see the numbers in this. I was like, oh, I can understand a little tiny bit of Japanese now. But I love it. I just love Japanese stuff. And I saw it at first. It was like, what the heck is this about? It's so in your face. But there's something about the Japanese kind of cartoons and their view of the world. It's always really quirky stuff. Yeah, I just really enjoyed it. Even the animation. But yeah, at first I had to watch it twice because I wasn't exactly sure, but at the start it was like a normal animation, then went into this wild thing. It's like he's looking back over his childhood and seeing all the fun and stuff that was in his childhood. And yeah, it was bizarre, but weirdly it didn't feel like, I think it was 4 minutes. It didn't actually feel like 4 minutes, but it was really bizarre, good fun, and something you could watch again and again.
Well, when I watched it the first time, I kind of, what the hell was that? And I left it alone for them for a while, and I went back to it today, and it kind of made a bit more sense, I have to say. Like I didn't know what it was about the first time, and it just seemed like, as you say, like a kaleidoscope of like flashing images and
Yeah.
really psychedelic, and it was really cool. Actually, it was very well done. I'll admit that. But like. I kind of, in the end, I sort of figured out, it was almost like a celebration of childhood, because at the beginning he's grown up, he's an adult, and actually I thought, I was a bit confused because I thought he had died, because it looked like he was knocked down and he was died and he was like reliving his life. He had a flashback, but then I kind of figured, no, that's not what happened. But he was like, as an adult, he was, as you say, Claire, he was looking back over his childhood, and his childhood was great, it was wonderful, exciting, full of color, imagination, and so on. As compared to his adult, like his adulthood was like, it was just boring. Like the very first thing, it's 6 o'clock and he has to wake up, so he has the responsibility of that, and so that was sort of the meaning I took from it. But it was it was like, you really have to, there's so much happening. And I found as well that having to read the subtitles, it was like it was a distraction, because there's so much happening on screen that you're kind of, what's happening here, It was very good.
That's why you have to watch it twice. Is
Oh,
because you have to like watch it once and then read it another time.
Yeah, I think that's it. And it's like, like in our heads, we've so many thoughts going on at the same time. And I think that's what it kind of captures in an animation. Your thoughts just going, and it is, but it is something like if that you'd have to watch a few times, because at first it's so shouty. You're like, oh my God, this is just something? Am I drunk or something on drugs? I don't know. It's so psychedelic nearly. But yeah, I think it captures like his thoughts, like in like the amount of thoughts we have generally on screen. So I think that's what he's trying to capture as well.
I kind of get it as like this because the adult animation is also very just two-toned and kind of slow and stuff. And it's made, I believe it was made by a college. I think it was made like by a college project or something like that. Because I was looking at a couple of the little awards that it won, and it was like some college thing. And so I feel like it was a university project for students and stuff that are like on that break between being adults and being children, and just starting to think about like, oh, I'm finishing school, I'm missing all the fun, and now I got to go out and be an adult, which sounds like it's going to be this boring wake up, where you just spend all your time thinking about the past things. So I think it's interesting looking at it from that point of view.
And probably if they're making it, they're studying like animation. So they're not going to be like doctors or engineers or like mathematicians, as you say. So it's almost like a criticism of that kind of lifestyle, and they're going to hang on to their life, their childhood, by working in play, which is animation, and making films.
Totally. To where like, they're always being told, study, get good grades, do that, and they're like, nope, I'm going to be an animator.
Exactly.
Makes you want to know like what the people that actually end up doing in the end, like, because I think it was made in 2019, so it's been a few years. See if they actually
well, it doesn't seem that long ago. I mean, that was the beginning of the pandemic, like the 2 years in between didn't happen, so that was yesterday too, wasn't it? And I like it. Yeah. I did just that kind of your image behind you, that girl, like I kind of find it kind of funny, because in his imagination, like, he was knocked down and she was, oh my God, he's knocked down, and then he just changed into a piece of food. Oh, I'm hungry. Like she got over it very quickly.
as you do.
Exactly.
Totally.
I suppose children are very resilient. I think you probably don't appreciate that enough.
All right, well, rate it.
Okay, so for me, it was crazy bizarre. It's an animation you'd watch a few times, and it's lovely to see something in Japanese, considering I'm actually studying Japanese at the moment. I'm going to give it 4 stars.
All right. I liked it. Yeah, it was good fun. It's not something I would necessarily think, oh my God, I must watch more of these. They're great. But it was, I've appreciated it, and I will give it 3.5 stars.
Yeah, I'm with you, Carl. It's not something I would normally watch, but it was kind of nice to watch something that I don't normally watch. And it's pretty interesting. So I'm going to agree. I'm going to go 3.5 stars. Well, there you have it. No Budget Filmcast audience. We thought this was a fun, quirky little thing. It's called Good Luck Yonpey. I believe it's on Vimeo at the moment. So check it out and let us know what you think. You can reach us on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook at No Budget Show. And until next time, we'll see you then. Goodbye.
Goodbye.